Culture is what you compensate. And this goes against almost everything that I've seen written on culture, but I wholeheartedly believe it's true. If I were tasked to identify a company's core values, I would ask to see their compensation plans and their performance reviews. How many companies do you know that have integrity as a core value? Thousands. How many companies do you know that bonus the sales rep who has the highest integrity? I don't know of any. I can't tell you how many times I've seen and heard stories of where there's zero correlation between the culture and the compensation in a company. When forced to choose between the two again and again and again, which do you think employees and their managers will choose? Enron's values were communication, respect, integrity, and excellence, and we all know how that ended. Boeing's core values are integrity, quality, and safety, among others. It's hard to believe that those core values were lived out during the development of the 737 MAX. I can tell you from my own experience and from my work with clients, this disconnect is not reserved for mega companies. Most founders I talk to need to pull out a piece of paper or an old email thread to find their values. But those same founders can tell me the compensation plan for their sales reps and their key leaders. Can you see how crazy this is? For your culture to ever be real, you need to put your money where your mouth is, or just be honest enough to put your mouth where your money is. Either way, you will move forward. Either way, I'll applaud your honesty. And the only thing that you can't do, really the only thing we all do, is neither. We let our compensation and our culture diverge, and then we wonder why our culture doesn't seem to matter. Well, you can fix it. This is one of those easy to understand things that are hard to do. You have to reconcile the differences between your values and your compensation, and one of them has to change. It's not impossible though. Once you've selected the right core values, it's actually quite easy to do. Patrick Lencioni says, you know you've found your core values when you are willing to be punished for upholding them. Now, let's talk about integrity for a second. I recently heard a story about it that I want to share with you. A sales rep was tasked with negotiating a deal with one of the company's smaller suppliers. He went to the supplier and he drove a hard bargain. He pushed and pushed and pushed until that supplier agreed to a price that left virtually no margin at all for the supplier. The sales rep was so proud of the deal, he rushed straight back to the office, walked into the CEO's office, and handed him a signed contract. The rep was grinning from ear to ear. No one had ever gotten a deal that low. The other reps had told him that that kind of margin was impossible, but he had proven them all wrong. Now, after quickly scanning the contract, the CEO looked up, and where the rep expected a smile, the CEO just frowned. And as he tore the contract straight down the middle, he threw it in the trash. Shocked, the sales rep could barely mutter, "What are you doing? That's as low as I could possibly go." But the CEO responded with this: "That's the problem. With margins like this, our supplier won't be able to stay in business." You see, integrity was the CEO's value. He was willing to literally throw money away to hold that value up. The story was told to me by the sales rep, and he told me that he learned an incredibly valuable leadership lesson that day that has guided his actions ever since. I want to close with this. After watching this series, you may realize that you have some work to do. In full transparency, while I was writing this, I realized I had some work to do. Even if this isn't new news for you, like our employees, we need to be reminded more than we need to be instructed. And there is no greater endeavor than for you as the leader to invest your time, energy, and money in the culture of your company that you've built. You'll get an exceptional return on your investment when you realize that culture is what you communicate, celebrate, and compensate, and then set about the work of aligning all three. Once you've brought all three into alignment, you'll be able to bring that alignment to your team and build the company you've always longed for.